Good afternoon, folks. The Committee of Adjustment meeting will begin shortly. Before we begin today's meeting, Seguin Township acknowledges that we are on the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe peoples in the Huron-Robinson Treaty Area. We recognize and respect the long history of First Nations and Métis peoples on this land, and that this region continues to be home to many thriving First Nations communities that have lived on Turtle Island for time immemorial. Seguin Township is committed to ongoing learning, responsible stewardship of our planet, and building relationships to help create a better future for generations to come. So with that, I require a mover and seconder, please, to start the meeting. Lee and Greg. That the Committee of Adjustment for the Corporation of the Township of Seguin hereby convenes at 4 p.m. on Wednesday, September the 10th, 2025. All in favor? And carried. The Committee of Adjustment hereby convenes a public meeting as per the Planning Act. Applicants and the public can speak at the public meeting. When asked who wishes to speak to an application, please raise your hand, state your name and address, and direct all comments through me. Notice of decisions will be sent to applicants and to the public if requested. Only the prescribed persons as per the Planning Act may appeal a decision or condition of approval within 20 days after the decision. So mover and seconder for today's agenda, please. Moved by Greg, seconded by Lee. That the Committee of Adjustment for the Corporation of the Township of Seguin hereby approves the agenda for the September 10th, 2025 hearing. All in favor? And carried. And a mover and seconder for accepting the minutes of the last meeting. Moved by Wibb, seconded by Greg. That the Committee of Adjustment for the Corporation of the Township of Seguin hereby accepts as read and circulated the minutes of its last meeting that took place on Wednesday, August the 13th, 2025. All in favor? And carried. Asking for disclosure of pecuniary interest for today's applications. Does anyone have any conflicts to declare? None heard. So we move on to hearing applications. We have two today. One is the continuation of last meeting. The other is a new one. So if the secretary could please introduce our first application.
The purpose of minor variance application A-2025-0025M for Wilson is to construct a 1.5 detached garage requiring variances for lot coverage within 60 meters of the shoreline, accessory structure lot coverage, and height of an accessory structure. Formal correspondence in support of the application was received from Mary Jane Woodall and Patricia Fogarty.
Thank you. Anyone in attendance wish to speak? I think we've discussed this last time, but if there's anything new, if you'd like to let the committee know, go ahead, please, sir.
Nothing new, just Evan from Westby Custom Designs here on behalf of Mr. Eric Wilson. Following up to the discussions at the last meeting, we have revised site plan to relocate the storage shed elsewhere on the property to comply with the shoreline setbacks, as well as updated the site plan as requested by Brady Deeds to remove the temporary storage containers as well on the site, as is noted on the site plan.
Okay, thank you. Committee, anything further to last meeting that you need to know? No? Okay. Bring this forward to decision then, please. Mover and seconder, moved by Lee, seconded by Greg. That the Committee of Adjustment hereby approves variance application A 2025-0025-M for Wilson to construct a 1.5-story detached garage and requests the following variances to zoning bylaw 2006-125. Under section 6.3, table 6.3, lot coverage within 60 meters of the shoreline, 8% permitted, 9.9% proposed for a variance of 1.9%. Under section 4.1.3, lot coverage accessory structures, 5% permitted, proposed is 6.35% for a variance of 1.35%. And under section 4.1.1, building height accessory structures, 4.5 meters permitted, proposed 6.4 meters for a variance of 1.4 meters. Subject to the following conditions. Number one, the extent of the variances will generally conform to that shown on the submitted plans attached to the appendix of the decision. Number two, that the owner demolishes the waterfront shed and 2 storage sheds as indicated on the submitted plans prior to the issuance of a building permit for the garage. Condition number three, that the owner removes the storage container from the property prior to the issuance of a building permit for the garage. Number four, that the owner converts the existing guest cabin to a storage shed and relocates the shed beyond 20 meters from the shoreline prior to the issuance of a building permit for the garage. And number five, that the owner applies for and obtains the required permit to construct the garage within 3 years of the date of decision of the Committee of Adjustment. All in favor? And carried.
The application has now been approved. You will get a letter in the next few days notifying you of the decision, and the 20-day appeal period starts now.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. All right, second and last for today, Madam Secretary, please.
The purpose of minor variance application A-2025-0030C for Seal is to permit the expansion of a legal non-complying cottage, subject to a maximum height increase of 3.61 meters, requiring variances for lot coverage within 60 meters of the shoreline, and to recognize a reduced front yard setback. No formal correspondence was received.
Anyone joining us for this application?
Hi there, Lanny Dennis, Lanny Dennis Planning, Box 254, Nova, Ontario, P0A1R0. I've been requested by the Coney Group, the agent for the applicant, to assist with planning in this matter. Reviewed the staff report and concur with the planning department to approve the application. You have no issue with respect to the conditions that are recommended. Just briefly, just want to provide committee with the merits of the proposal. The proposed cottage addition is further from the shoreline than what the existing cottage is presently located. The width of the cottage is not increasing. It's sort of squaring off the cottage, if you will. It's an unusual shape right now. The addition is filling in that area that I just described, is making it way more functional. It's modest in size. The addition, it's only 301 square feet, and the overall cottage itself is only approximately 1,100 square feet footprint. The maximum lot coverage is not being seated on the entire lot coverage calculation, but it is marginally for that within the first 200 feet of the shoreline. They're removing a shed, so they're decluttering the lot. There's a marginal increase in height from what would be permitted as of right on a legal non-complying building. It only is increasing by about 1 meter more than what would be permitted. There's no tree removal required, minimizing the disturbance on the property. There's generally reflects the character of the area, which is single family residential in nature. And there is a recommendation by the planning department that there be additional planting, tree planting, so that a planting plan will be a requirement that'll help with protecting and enhancing the ecological features and functions of the property, and also tempering the built form for hopefully with an overall net improvement to the property. So I would respectfully request committee approve the application, meets the 4 tests of the minor variance, and there's no unacceptable adverse impacts. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Sir.
Can, someone still has their mic on? I think we're good now. Committee, any questions, comments on this application? Okay, mover and seconder then, please, to bring it forward to vote. Moved by Wibb, seconded by Lee. That the Committee of Adjustment hereby approves variance application A-2025-0030-C for Seal or Sealy to permit the expansion of a legal non-complying cottage subject to a maximum height increase of 3.61 meters from what is existing, and requests the following variances to zoning bylaw 2006-125 under section 6.3, table 6.2, lot coverage within 60 meters of the shore, 10% permitted, proposed 10.88%, for a variance of 0.88%. Under section 6.3, table 6.2, front yard setback 20 meters permitted, proposed 13.94. Existing is 12.27, for a variance of 6.06 meters. Subject to the following conditions: that the extent of the variances will generally conform to that shown on the submitted plans attached to the appendix of the decision. Number 2, that the owner applies for and obtains the required permits to construct the cottage addition within 3 years of the date of decision of the Committee of Adjustment. And number 3, that the owners execute an agreement with the municipality under section 45, subsection 9.1 of the Planning Act. And this agreement is to be registered on title to require the submittal of a vegetation plan. All in favor? And carried.
The application has been approved. You will get a letter in the next few days notifying you of the decision, and the 20-day appeal period starts now.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you very much for your
Okay,
time.
thank you. Yeah,
and
goodbye.
effort. Bye.
On to other business. I think expense reports are due. Is that a good time to remind everybody, including me? Otherwise, anything else from anyone? Nope. Okay. Mover and seconder to adjourn then, please. Moved by Greg, seconded by Lee. That the Committee of Adjustment for the Corporation of the Township of Seguin does hereby adjourn this meeting at 4:12 p.m. On Wednesday, September the 10th, 2025, the committee will hold its next meeting at 4 p.m. on Wednesday, October the 8th, 2025, or at the call of the chair, unless the Secretary Treasurer has not received complete applications for committee consideration. All in favor? Carried. Thank you.
Okay. Everybody else?
It's going to be tight. Yes. As far as I know, I will be here.
Should be filling in.